Franklin came from a place where a certain area was where everyone wanted to be, that being Vinewood. People didn't see this place for what it was coming there. They see the sign and the big fishes and want to do what they do to either be famous or rich. But even before his time, this was still of course a thing. People wanted to be famous, making the ones that was popular trick on people for a world they knew everyone wanted coming to them. In this case, the movie industry in LS had their hands dirty with how to use their power. Back in the mid-70s, the movie scene was moving, again making people want to strive to be in these rooms with their ambition. Even before the 70s, it was the same thing. An actor in the late 40s for Fred Pictures had ambition, so when the CEO Fred Quincy came to him for a movie he didn't like, his performance wasn't there. Instead of cartoons, he wanted to do live action movies with another studio, being that his ambition called him to do it. The movie came out doing well, along with Eisen being killed by the CEO, along with a lady, and nothing was done. People in the industry knows what goes on, but to them an actor being killed was something that stayed in that industry regardless of the time frame. Saying that to say it didn't matter, you can always find another actor with ambition while keeping their place, and it was followed by others doing the same thing. So back to the mid to late 70s, Solomon Richards' dad David was making classics gaining popularity in this industry, being deemed a genius for his work, along with another guy named Peter Dreyfuss, who was acknowledged the same way. The two getting this type of feeling, they felt it was nothing they couldn't do, and they knew this to be a fact. Everyone around them wanted something from them at this time. So when they wasn't making movies, this reflected in their life, just like the rest of their peers. With the two being popular, rich, they had everything in their palms. But with this, a thing a normal guy would do to get his kicks, the two did it times 10. It's even fair to say these two even went farther than most people before them. Of course they did the regular, like harass secretaries and overuse their power, but one time on their escapades, David and Peter hired workers to stab each other, leading them to both die. And this was a thing they enjoyed, then back making movies. This was a wild thing, but Peter took things over the top. As we know, an actress in LS, Lenora Johnson, was another of the industry victims. Before her death, she played a role in a movie called Rum Runner 2 years before, which was a success. Leonora, though, again was someone who was used and being used and played upon. But the year of her death, she was involved in a Peter Dreyfuss movie, but was murdered, mutated, and bound before they can even film. The role she was going to be in, she just was replaced. Leonora died January of '75. 2 months later, he came clean about what he did to David in the letter. He instantly rips it up to help his friend, of course, but this became one of the reasons David stopped making movies. The same year he found out about Lenora, he made one last movie going to pass everything down to his son Solomon, but Dreyfuss would continue making movies, catching the 80s wave. He was the young guy at this point, while David was a little older. He didn't stop flooding movies up until the early 90s after one of his movies didn't do well. In his mind, he made so many classics, he felt he was making other people suffer, not putting anything out, along with something revealed later. While doing all this, he even took it a step further to send her parents her body parts just because he could, and still remain on a pedestal. 1 year before the events of GTA 5, David Richards died at 103, but Lenora's death was something he held. He told Solomon's son, but that was immediate family. Outside of this, Peter and David was in the clear from their doings, but him saying this ends up being leaked by his nephew in the interview. Even with that being out there, it's nothing Peter could get arrested for. David's status stayed the same, along with Peter. People in LS even started to give him more credit they didn't in the past. But with the internet era, Lenora Johnson's death started to be talked about more. Weasel News even reported it by the time 2013 came.
Following the news that a confession letter was destroyed by movie mogul David Richards, crime obsessives and amateur detectives are trying to discover who killed Leonora Johnson in a bloody and unsolved murder nearly 40 years ago. The starlet was hacked to death in a murder many believe was covered up. Now the lone cold case is getting warm again.
But with that letter being destroyed, again, he was in the clear. He even went to taunt her on a website about her on a burner account, showing the exception he had and built decades ago. He held on to what he did though, and in a way that became one of the things he can add to the list to brag on when it wasn't haunting him. He even had plans to get back into movies. But again, Franklin being from Los Santos, he was always aware of the foul things in LS other people was too blind to see. For example, Michael was blinded by the palm trees and the sunny days, but people like Michael didn't even think of people like Franklin. Saying that to say, Franklin saw through the American dream, being brought up in an area no one cared about.
Oh man, this town, it's a madhouse. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it is crazy.
You try growing up here.
Oh, yeah, that sounds real tough. Sun, palm trees, the beach. Oh, my heart bleeds.
What about the gangs? Plastic people. Everything's fake. I love it, but it's hard. Look how I turned out. Looking at you for guidance.
Even when they met, Franklin already seen the reason someone like Michael would even move here.
Guess I never saw myself as just a fucking pest.
Well, and today's lesson's all about humility. Tomorrow we'll try a training montage.
A training what?
Nothing. I was just lost in an 80s movie fantasy.
Yeah, I can see you spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, as much as I can.
So that's why you here in Vinewood then, right?
But as we know, one of Franklin's goals was to make money. But Franklin also was a victim of people higher up doing the same things, similar to what Dreyfus did in his prime. We saw it from Simeon. He stuck his neck out, and as soon as he was forced into smashing his window, he was let go, even being threatened.
You were like a son to me. Employee of the month. Does that mean nothing to you?
Man, the dude had a gun in my head.
No loyalty, no integrity. You should have taken the bullet. My business, my totally legitimate business. You're fucked, my boy. Fucked.
Just like it's nothing in the movie industry to find another actor, it was nothing to get another repo man. He even showed working for Simeon wasn't getting him and Lamar anywhere. He was just wishing for the best.
Foreign gangsters is about real shit.
You think running repos for them Armenian fraudsters was serious? Man, please.
No, that's why I didn't come at your ass for fucking shit up.
Even when he started to actually be in Vinewood, he was played upon still, even though he knew the type of people there. When he runs into an up-and-coming paparazzi guy, his thoughts about this area was confirmed.
What the fuck? Give me that motherfucker.
Hey, whoa, back off there, cowboy. I know my constitutional rights. Anyway, I know you're coming here to suck cock, so it's all right.
What the fuck you talking about?
Wow, hey, look, I saw Quarterback Blues, man. And, you know, some of those older records of yours, even they sound a little bit closeted, I'm just saying.
What? A black man walking in Vinewood, you think he Clay PG sellout? You bitch-ass punk motherfucker.
Oh, shit, man. Oh, hey, I'm sorry, dude.
But again, for money, it pushed him to be in this world. He even questioned himself, showing he's going against what he believed.
I didn't have my contacts in, you know? I mean, I love black people. Yeah, you know, like I love gangsters. I love, like, gangster rap. Yo, sup?
Man, who gives a fuck if he's gay or not, man? The man is not married. It's his business. Leave motherfuckers alone.
The guy's a fraud.
But why do you care, man?
Yeah, because, you know why? Because they all think they're gods, right? Well, fuck them! Fuck them! Fuck them! Fuck them! Fuck them! Fuck them! They're not magic! No, they're no better than me. They're no better than me. Shit! Oh, shit! Oh my god, it's Miranda! Miranda, I love you, Miranda! Come on! Come on, it's fucking Miranda fucking Cowan!
Man,
She's the fucking megastar!
No, leave me out your shit, man.
Oh, no, we can make boku bucks here, man! We get one picture of her hairy legs or her aging muff, and we are in the money, man! In the money, bro! Come on! Come on, man! Come on!
What the fuck is wrong with me?
It even happens again messing with Beverly. What Beverly says, this is how people get got and tricked. Franklin knew better, but was still a victim, and this guy wasn't even powerful.
Another illuminating experience, homie.
Hey, someone's got to do it.
I really don't think so.
Hey, look, if you don't want to become rich beyond your wildest dreams while performing a vital public service, you won't meet me again. But then again, you're not an idiot.
No, I am a fucking idiot.
Killed him down the line after not getting paid, but this showed what he would take in this new scene.
One way or another, motherfucker, I'm getting paid.
Even the three doing heists outside of money, he enjoyed it for the fact he didn't respect authority.
Really? It ain't that surprising. You coming to me.
Come to you? What? How is this me coming to you?
You need an authority figure, and it's no surprise you've looked to me.
I'm looking to escalate my authority problem. Robbing banks and such?
He even felt this way about the life he actually lived.
I was thinking, man, it's a goddamn shame. Gang should be something positive.
Nigga, ain't nothing positive to where the kids do all the work to pay some old bastards to live like kings. Nigga, it's like the government.
So a guy like Peter Dreyfus, he met before, throughout, and had the ability to see through people. Michael being a movie head, he wouldn't see Dreyfus as someone normal. He was still stuck on the movies. We saw how he was around Solomon.
My son, they want to put me out to pasture so they can turn this place into condos or a theme park or something.
But this place is a dream factory.
And ironically, Michael even commented on Peter's movie he proposed to Leonora before her death, calling it a classic, along with commenting on the movie she starred in, wanting to be a Pacific character. Michael even showed this after him and Franklin was slightly on this same subject.
No matter what we doing here, dog, the licks we pulling, them Vinewood dudes, man, they the real criminals.
How so? They're making magic.
Man, if by making magic you mean turning shit into champagne, then you right. It's all hype and a couple cool shots in the trailer, dawg. When did they decide that the basic requirements of making sense and acting consistently in character could go out the window? Huh? When did they give up on that shit?
Whoa, man. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe we should find a topic we got more common ground on.
And as far as Trevor, he was too disconnected from LS, although he seen what Franklin saw as well. So with the rumor, a letter of a confession from someone that was responsible for Lenora's death, he went on his way for the fact he was just like her. The only difference was he was able to do something about it. Any character can piece together the letter, but even getting this letter is telling in itself. It really shows the length you will have to go just to find out the truth about these people in high places, fictional or not. And the letter, decades later, shows Dreyfus' side of things, which is telling, and shows more of why Franklin was the one to hold him responsible for his actions. When it's actually pieced together, Peter starts off by saying to David that he apologized for his actions, even calling what he did to be a petty thing. But this was him trying to downplay what he actually did. He says how what he did was inhumane, but again, he goes to say how that's not a bad thing for someone like him. His actual mindset about himself was showed in this too, basically calling himself a god. He stands on what he did for the fact of his power. He gives a false reason why he tormented Lenora's family, saying he wanted to represent suffrage. He even went to ask David, was that so bad? But he then tells him not to answer, being that if he gets the answer wrong, he wasn't a man, showing his manipulation tactics, just to be the good guy in this. He even threw Solomon, David's son, under the bus, calling him a remorseless hack, along with him saying he's a moralizer hiding in the body of a Vinewood decadent, which is really Peter. He was just too busy projecting. He then claims his past doings while doing this letter wasn't because they could. It was because they had to for inspiration purposes. But we're about to see that's not the case. But once he tells everything, he even goes to blackmail David, bringing up the Mexico trip the two had, to give that "you're not clean either if this come back on me." And again, Franklin dealt with so many people like this, from Stretch, how he used his authority.
You ain't got no motherfucking respect.
Motherfucker, I got respect for reality.
Reality?
All the way to Devin Weston. He just could do something about it, along with not fearing what could happen, going against these people say. Not to sound away, but he was tougher and deadlier than a lot in Vinewood. Things people like Peter did to people were harmless. Franklin wasn't, which is why he took this to heart along with getting played. Peter was seen meditating to when what he thought he got away with come back to bite him, while still calling himself a god before he's confronted.
Power. I am the god form. Release. Be the change. Love yourself.
Hey, you Peter Dreyfus? Said it, you Peter Dreyfus.
Who are you? You want an autograph? No offense, but I'm not reading any screenplays.
Huh?
He was so confident, he assumed Franklin wanted an autograph or give him a screenplay to read. But here, his ways to lure people shows off rip.
I mean, you're from the hood, right? You don't want to pick up the guns, cause like, if you pick up the guns, everybody dies. It's tragedy, pathos, tedium.
He tries to relate to Franklin, being that again, he thinks he's here with his hand out. With his power though, he wanted Franklin to do something for him, while still trying to say it's not a bad thing.
I'm bored. Unless, you're here to copulate.
I'm here to what?
People, they want to consume me. They always have. To touch the hem, so to speak. And who's to hold that against them? I don't. What time is it? I got a few minutes before my colonic, if you want to suck me off, I wouldn't mind.
He then hears something from Franklin he probably never heard before he got famous, leading everything to unfold. But before this, Peter implied his thoughts about his godlike hierarchy.
Motherfucker, do I look like I'm here to suck you off?
I don't know what you're here for, chum. You're like some barely credible deus ex machina sent here by random chance in order to challenge my impending divinity.
Man, I don't know what the fuck you just said, but guess what? I'm here for this, chum.
Hey, what's this about?
Do you know her?
Security?
What's her name?
Now with Peter's past being brought back to him, it showed how this was something he dreaded. Instead of owning it like he did behind closed doors, he panicked for the fact he figured no one would confront him about this event that happened long ago.
Gertie, this guy's trying to rape me!
Leonora Johnson.
It's not what you think.
The one who parents you fucked over after you killed her just because you could.
How much you want? How much money you want?
Peter saying this showed another tactic for him to get out of things, which was money. But Franklin was well off at this point, surviving the things like someone Peter preyed on him about throughout his whole journey. Him hearing this though, on top of being disconnected, he still then tries to use what he gained to get out of this. But he was still killed after decades of doing what he's about to say.
I got enough motherfucking money, homie.
I'm famous. Fuck you! I can do whatever I want. Those are the rules, civilian!
I'll give you a part in my next movie. The leading role. I can make you a star.
Ain't that what the fuck you said to Leonora?
I gave her what she wanted. Everlasting fame. I immortalized her.
Well, now it's your fucking turn, nigga.
Leonora hated black people. That's a fact. She was a hick who got lucky genes like half of this town. Hers was a hate crime, not mine.
Man, shut the fuck up.
Why do you care? You weren't even born. It was the 70s. Things were different. I barely remember it.
Say hello to Leonora, motherfucker.
When he is killed, the news of course covers it, showing us how he was recluse before his death, showing this was something holding him back. It weighed on him, but he's held responsible and the rest is history.
Movie news.
Peter Dreyfuss has been found dead in an apparent vigilante hit after he was linked to the 1970s murder of a starlet. A reclusive and controversial genius, Dreyfuss enjoyed a career of spectacular highs and self-inflicted lows. Now, he is dead, and his reputation is in tatters after he was linked with the death of Leonora Johnson.
Without Franklin holding Peter responsible, his death was something that couldn't have been done without him. Michael looked at these people as what they called themselves. Trevor was too disconnected from LS, but the fact Franklin grew up in LS, not being blinded by fame while being used and seeing how people up millions and billions by the time he expanded move, he took Lenora's death to heart in a way. She was just young, just like him, just wanted an opportunity, a chance, just like Franklin, which is why he himself confronted and solved the Lenora Johnson case decades later.